This is Daily Armenia, CivilNet's daily news digest. Here are today's top stories from Armenia, Nagorno-Karabakh, and the region. In competing interviews with Euronews today, Armenian Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan and Azerbaijani President Ilham Aliyev accused one another of violating the Russia-brokered ceasefire that ended the 2020 Nagorno-Karabakh war. Unfortunately, many provisions are regularly violated by Azerbaijan, Pashinyan said, pointing to the humanitarian crisis unfolding in Nagorno-Karabakh caused by Azerbaijan's more than 7-month-long blockade. The ceasefire says Russian peacekeepers should control the Lachin corridor, the sole overland route connecting Nagorno-Karabakh and Armenia. Pashinyan also charged Azerbaijan's negotiating team with repeatedly making verbal commitments during peace talks and then walking back those commitments after. Here is an example, Pashinyan said. At the end of last year, the president of Azerbaijan promised that within 15 days they would free 10 Armenian prisoners of war. They have not fulfilled that commitment so far. Meanwhile, Aliyev said it was Armenia that was violating the 2020 ceasefire, pointing to a provision committing Armenia to guaranteeing the security of transport connections between mainland Azerbaijan and its Nakhichevan exclave. In addition, he falsely claimed that Nagorno-Karabakh is not currently under blockade and said the region's more than 100,000 Armenians should choose whether to live as citizens of Azerbaijan or to leave. The choices facing Armenia's negotiating team, Aliyev added, are not between the best and the very best, but rather between very bad and acceptable. Still, both leaders struck positive notes when asked about the prospect of reaching a peace deal to end the decades-long conflict. Not only there can be, but there must be peace. This is my belief, Pashinyan said. Aliyev said, I think it is the right thing to be hopeful. If we see a constructive approach from the Armenian side, we can find the peace solution very soon, maybe even by the end of the year. Late yesterday evening, Azerbaijan detained a Nagorno-Karabakh resident who crossed the line of contact into Azerbaijani-controlled territory by mistake while intoxicated. In a statement, Nagorno-Karabakh's National Security Service named the detainee as 61-year-old Rashid Beglaryan, a resident of the village of Hinshen, and said the authorities in Stepanakert are in touch with the Russian peacekeepers on the matter. Hinshen is one of 4 remote Armenian villages located along the Lachin corridor that have been particularly hard hit by shortages caused by Azerbaijan's ongoing blockade. The incident comes just days after Azerbaijan detained 68-year-old Nagorno-Karabakh resident Vagif Khachaturian during a medical evacuation facilitated by the International Committee of the Red Cross. He was due to undergo heart surgery in Armenia. The European Court of Human Rights has ordered Azerbaijan to provide information on the condition of Khachaturian's detention within 1 week. Since the start of Azerbaijan's blockade, the Red Cross has evacuated nearly 700 people from Nagorno-Karabakh to Armenia for urgent medical treatment, but since last month, Azerbaijan has significantly restricted the humanitarian organization's work in the region. In related news, as of this afternoon, an Armenian government convoy with 360 tons of humanitarian aid remains blocked by Azerbaijan from entering Nagorno-Karabakh for an 8th day. More than 600 young Armenians from dozens of countries around the world are in Yerevan now for Armenia's first ever National Youth Forum. The event, organized by the Office of the High Commissioner for Diaspora Affairs, a government body, is meant to strengthen ties between Armenia and Armenian diaspora communities worldwide. The forum is set to run through tomorrow. And finally, the CivilNet number of the day is 2,000. That was the number of attendees at this year's Femino Conference for Women in Business, Science, and Tech in Armenia. According to official figures, between 30 and 40% of Armenia's IT workers are women, above the global average. You can find our full report from the Femino Conference on civilnet.am. And as always, please follow CivilNet for the latest news and independent reporting from our contributors on the ground in Armenia, Nagorno-Karabakh, and the region.